Hey guys, Walter's World here, and we're in Savannah, Georgia, one of the 10 prettiest towns in America. And anytime you go anywhere, you want to know the top 10 things you want to see here. So this is my recommendations for you, the 10 things you should see. Now, Savannah is a really fun town, and they have actually a saying here in Georgia. In Atlanta, they ask you what your mother's maiden name is. In Macon, they ask you what church you go to. Here in Savannah, they ask you what you drink. And this kind of fun atmosphere really permeates the town, and you're going to love coming here. Now, what are the things you want to see and do? Well, first off, we have another video on here called 5 Things You'll Love and Hate About Savannah, which goes a little more into depth with certain things. This video is just your top 10 sights and things to do, alright? So first off, you want to go to head down to River Street, okay? Obviously, it's on the river. There's all kinds of bars and restaurants there. It's a really fun time during the day. At night, you might want to be a little bit more careful about it, but if you want to have a drink during the day or go eat, it's a nice place to check out, okay? Also, that's where you're going to get your riverboat tours, going down, seeing, old Fort Jackson, stuff like that. All right, so that's one thing. Second thing is you want to take one of the trolley tours. Okay, you go to the Savannah, the tourist information office, and all over town they sell tickets for these trolley tours. They go all around the town, telling you all about the history, the historic buildings, the stories, the ghost stories, all kinds of cool stuff about the city. And you may say, oh, I don't want to do a tour of the town. Believe me, it's going to be your best investment, because when you walk around this town, there's so much to see that you're going to ask, well, what's this building? What's this building? And the tours do a great job of telling you everything you want to know. And there's not just, architectural tours. There's food tours, there's ghost tours, there's all kinds of really fun stuff. There's even pub tours. Like I said, this is a fun town, so make sure you do one of the tours while you're here. Third thing you want to check out when you're in Savannah, I'm in Wright Square. It's one of the 21 of the original 24 squares they have in this town. Because you walk around the historic district in Savannah, there's squares everywhere to chill out, have lunch, have a cigarette and relax, all kinds of good stuff. And everyone comes and does it. It's really nice, okay? And then they have monuments, and there's the Spanish moss, and all kinds of really cool stuff. Also, if you ever saw Forrest Gump, they filmed when he sits on his little park bench. They filmed that here in Savannah in one of the squares. Really, really nice stuff to check out. Walk around and see those, okay? Now, if you want something a little bit bigger than a square, like if you have kids with you here, you want to take them to a park, the fourth thing you should see is Forsyth Park. There's some monuments in there, there's some old embattlements, all kinds of nice stuff, but there's plenty of areas to play, have a picnic, relax. And what's crazy is that St. Patrick's Day, it's actually the second or third largest St. Patrick's Day festival in the entire U.S., they dye the fountains green there. So you can go swimming in green fountains. It's really kind of cool, all right? Now, next thing, let's go into more of the historical stuff you want to see when you're in Savannah, because that's one of the reasons why you want to come here. I mean, this is the very first colony in Georgia, so there's been, I know the U.S. isn't too old, but it's one of the older things we've got here, all right? So some of the historical homes are one of the things you want to see, okay? The first one I want to talk about is the Davenport House. This is the house that started the historical preservation movement in Savannah. The city was kind of falling apart. You see, people put their money together about 30, 40 years ago and rebuilt the Davenport House. It is amazing. There's wonderful tours you can go through, very insightful guides, all period pieces, all originally from there. It is truly amazing. And there's lots of houses that have this. Okay, another one, which all you little girls and girls that have grown up might know this name, the Juliette Gordon Low House. She's the one who started the Girl Scouts. Her home, this is where she grew up. And there's a nice house museum there, and also a little Girl Scout museum to go with it. And when you're walking around Savannah, you're going to see a lot of Girl Scouts, because they all come here to pay homage to her, whatever. I'm not a girl, so I don't really know what they do there. But even if you're not a girl, you can still go, all right? Another one of the really nice houses here is called the Green Meldrum House. When Sherman was going through the South and burning his way through, that is the house that he stayed in when he was here. I mean, it must have been pretty nice that they offered Sherman to stay there so they wouldn't burn the city down. Okay, it is a really beautiful house. You definitely can go see the tours, go check in. It is amazing. Actually, Savannah is so nice, Sherman gave Savannah as a Christmas gift to Abraham Lincoln. Okay, so it's a pretty historical town and a very beautiful town. Okay, so those are the 3 main houses I want to see that you want to go check out. Now, some more history stuff here. You have the Roundhouse Museum. It's a railroad complex. It's one of the oldest in the entire world that's still working. Largest and oldest railroads. And actually, you can actually take steam trains that are there. If you come at the right time of the year, they have actual steam trains that take you back and forth to see how it actually was set up. And they actually still use the roundhouse. Is basically what happens. Like the trains would go in, well, the engines would go in, and they just sit there because they didn't want to turn the engines off because the coal took long to start up. So they just leave them heating all night. So they come in, there's what's called a turntable, and it spins it around and shoots you out. And so you can go on these things. It's kind of a cute thing. And if you're there with your kids, they're really going to like it. Also, in the same ticket, you get to go to the Savannah History Museum and see. They have nice exhibits about the city and all kinds of stuff there, and it's all together. And that's also we're going to start your trolley tours, so you might as well check it out too. All right. Next thing you want to do when you're here is, guys, eating in Savannah. Guys, I've been here for 2 weeks. I put on 10 pounds, 5 kilos. The food is that good here. Everywhere you go, you're going to have a good meal and lots of it, and whatever calories you think it is, double it, because they cooked everything with lots of butter. I mean, it's crazy. I'm being kind of silly, but it is. The food here is amazing, and whether it's Mrs. Wilkes or Paula Deen or whoever, you can go to those places, but any restaurant you're going to eat well, and it's not just Southern food. They have great international fare here as well, okay? And then the last thing I want to say, the 10th thing I love about coming here and wanting to check out is you want to go to the beach too, because you can't just see history all the time and look at Spanish moss. You need to sit out on the beach and have a cold one and to do kinds of things. So the 10th thing I say is go out to Tybee Island and go sit on the beach. There's little, bars there, restaurants. Go party there at night. Chill out on the beach. Have your cooler. No glass on the beach, just cans. Okay, go out there and have a great time. So the 10 things that you should do and see when you're here in Savannah, Georgia are: 1, go down to River Street. Have a drink down there, have some meals down there during the day. It's a great time. 2, take a trolley tour. Go around the city and see all the amazing stuff they have to see with wonderful guides. 3, go around to see the squares. The squares around town are amazing. They're beautiful. You're going to love them. 4, check out Forsyth Park for kind of a little relaxation in the city. 5, you have the historic buildings like the Davenport House. That's number 5. Number 6 is the Green Meldrum House. Number 7 is the Juliet Gordon Low House, the Girl Scout one. Okay, those really amazing stuff. Next, you have the Roundhouse Museum, where they have the trains, the Savannah History Museum, all those things. Really nice stuff to check out. Number 9 is eating in Savannah. Okay, just that. Go eat. You'll have a great time just by doing that. Eating and drinking, because remember, it's a fun town. And number 10, going out to Tybee Island to have a nice time. And what's cool is, I can say number 11 is the Marshes. Go around. There's marshes all around Savannah. So when you drive out to Tybee, you're going to come over some bridges and you'll just see the marshland all over the place, and it is really beautiful. So if you're here in Savannah, you're going to see these things. But if you're thinking about coming to the South United States, this is definitely one town you have to check out. Okay, Savannah, Georgia, definitely one of the 10 prettiest towns in America. So have a good one. I'll see you on our next video somewhere else, probably in North Carolina, this next one.